Beijing recently accused the US of sending a U-2 spy plane into a no-fly zone to trespass on live fire exercises being conducted by China. The aircraft went into airspace Beijing regarded as off-limits during drills by the People's Liberation Army's Northern Theater Command. Qian, a spokesperson for the Chinese Defense Ministry, said in a statement, "The trespass severely affected China's normal exercises and training activities and violated the rules of behavior for air and maritime safety between China and the United States, as well as relevant international practices. The U.S. action could easily have resulted in misjudgments and even accidents." A statement from U.S. Pacific Air Forces to CNN confirmed a U-2 flight, but said it did not violate any rules. The statement said, "A U-2 sortie was conducted in the Indo-Pacific area of operations and within the accepted international rules and regulations governing aircraft flights. Pacific Air Forces personnel will continue to fly and operate anywhere international law allows, at the time and tempo of our choosing." While China did not say exactly where the event took place, it was carrying out drills in the Bohai Sea. Other exercises were occurring in the Yellow Sea and the South China Sea. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why the presence of an unarmed U-2 spy plane during military drill has got China worried. Let's get started. This video is sponsored by War Thunder, the most comprehensive military vehicle online game for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, in which you can go to battle on more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s. The game has an amazing attention to detail and focuses on a realistic combat experience, which is why knowing your vehicles and skill really makes a difference. It's easy to get into, and all you need to play is nothing more but your mouse and keyboard or controller. Immerse yourself in cross-platform combat with more than 20 million other military vehicle enthusiasts from all over the world. Download and play War Thunder for free using the link in the description below, and also get a free bonus tank, aircraft, or ship, and 3 days of premium account. After World War II, the U.S. military desired better strategic aerial reconnaissance to help determine Soviet capabilities and intentions. Into the 1950s, the best intelligence the American government had on facilities deep inside the Soviet Union were German Luftwaffe photographs taken during the War of Territory west of the Ural Mountains. So overflights to take aerial photographs of the Soviet Union began. After 1950, Soviet air defenses aggressively attacked all aircraft near the country's borders, sometimes even those over Japanese airspace. And existing reconnaissance aircraft, primarily bombers converted for reconnaissance duty, such as the Boeing RB-47, were vulnerable to anti-aircraft artillery, missiles, and fighters. It was thought that an aircraft that could fly at 70,000 feet or 21,300 meters would be beyond the reach of Soviet fighters, missiles, and radar. The highest flying aircraft available to America and its allies at the time was the English Electric Canberra, which could reach 48,000 feet or 14,600 meters. A new aircraft was mulled. The USAF decided to solicit designs only from smaller aircraft companies that could give the project more attention. Under the codename Bald Eagle, it gave contracts to Bell Aircraft, Martin Aircraft, and Fairchild Engine and Airplane to develop proposals for the new reconnaissance aircraft. Officials at Lockheed Aircraft Corporation heard about the project and decided to submit an unsolicited proposal. This became the inception point of U-2. The Lockheed U-2, nicknamed Dragon Lady, is a single-jet engine, ultra-high altitude reconnaissance aircraft operated by the United States Air Force and previously flown by the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. It provides day and night, high altitude, 70,000 feet or 21,000 meters, all-weather intelligence gathering. Lockheed Corporation originally proposed it in 1953 and was approved in 1954. and its first test flight was in 1955. It was flown during the Cold War over the Soviet Union, China, Vietnam, and Cuba. Furthermore, U-2s have taken part in the post-Cold War conflicts in Afghanistan and Iraq and supported several multinational NATO operations. The U-2 has also been used for electronic sensor research, satellite calibration, scientific research, and communications purposes. The Dragon Lady is one of a handful of aircraft types to have served the USAF for over 50 years, such as the Boeing B-52 and Boeing KC-135. The newest models, TR-1, U-2R, and U-2S, entered service in the 1980s, and the latest model, the U-2S, had a technical upgrade in 2012. The mission of the U-2 is to provide intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance capabilities in order to meet combatant commander objectives. The U-2 is capable of gathering a variety of imagery, including multispectral electro-optic, infrared, and synthetic aperture radar products that can be stored or sent to ground exploitation centers. In addition, it also supports high-resolution, broad-area synoptic coverage provided by the optical bar camera, producing traditional film products which are developed and analyzed after landing. Despite several mooted retirements in the last 30 years, U-2 is going strong and will be flying in the foreseeable future. Though it's one of the oldest types of airplanes in the inventory of the U.S. Air Force, it's investing more than $50 million to keep them flying. The latest instruments and sensors are packed in the aircraft. Many of them are totally classified. Some known upgrades include new optical and thermal cameras, radar systems, air sampling instruments, radio frequency sensors, data collecting software, and communication systems. It's important to understand that today's systems are generally a lot smaller, hence a lot more can be accommodated in the same space. The U-2's high-altitude capability, adaptable design, and relatively low development cost have enabled it to be deployed for a new role. It's set to become a vital node in an ambitious network called the Advanced Battle Management System, which will connect weapons and sensors in space, at sea, underwater, in the air, and on land. It's important to note that in January of this year, Taiwanese voters have re-elected incumbent President Tsai Ing-wen in a landslide election. This is seen as a sharp rebuke to Beijing and its attempts to intimidate and lure Taiwan into China's fold. Tsai won more than 8 million votes, the most any presidential candidate has garnered since Taiwan began holding direct elections for the position in 1996. She easily defeated her opponents, Han Kuo-yu, whose Kuomintang party promotes closer ties with China. Since this, China has taken a very hostile stance and has been sending aircraft and ships to intimidate Taiwan. The Chinese drills of recent times are designed to threaten the country as well as increase military readiness for a potential invasion. China views Taiwan as a breakaway province and wants to bring it to its fold in the future. Taiwan is currently a self-governed democracy. Though Taiwan has no formal diplomatic ties with the U.S., it remains an important ally. U.S. relations with Taiwan is governed by the Taiwan Relations Act. The Taiwan Relations Act neither confirms that the USA will intervene militarily if China invades Taiwan, nor does it relinquishes it, maintaining a strategic ambiguity. As per the act, the United States will make available to Taiwan such defense articles and defense services in such quantity as may be necessary to enable Taiwan to maintain sufficient self-defense capabilities. Technically, if China initiates an attack on Taiwan, the U.S. could intervene militarily. In this situation, an exercise by China gives the U.S. military a glimpse of the capabilities of the Chinese military. China very well understands this and knows the immense intelligence gathering ability of U-2. Knowledge is power, and half the battle is won if right and timely information are available to the decision-makers. U-2 flight will make sure that China can't use the element of surprise if a conflict breaks out. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.